He is one of the most controversial figures in the world, hated by millions, marked for death. He is Dutch Parliament member Geert Wilders. Wilders believes the religion of Islam is violent and dangerous, and because he has said so publicly and persistently, he has given up a normal life. It was 10 years ago this month that Wilders began living under police protection. It began after the murder of Theo van Gogh, who made a film attacking Islam. Dutch police believed Wilders might be the next victim and showed up at his door.
And they were wearing machine guns and bulletproof vests. And I said, hey, what is happening? And he said, well, we don't know what is happening, but you have to leave now in 3 minutes. So I could just take some shirts and went away, and we didn't know where we went, where we would go. The police didn't even know. We changed cars and we ended up in an army barrack. And since then, 10 years ago, I have not been home. It's something that, well, you don't wish your worst enemy to experience. It's not only the threats, but it's the fact that you lose your freedom and your privacy. My wife and I lived for a few months in a prison cell in Zeist, where the Lockerbie suspects used to be imprisoned. Nowadays, we have safe houses. I live in a safe house from the state.
Do you ever wonder if you made a mistake? Has this been worth it?
Well, I'm sure I did make no mistake. I make mistakes every day. I'm just human, so I'm full of mistakes. But to speak the truth about Islam, as I see it, and as the reality is not a mistake. I wish many people did it. I understand why few people do it, because the price is very high. Besides the death threats that you get from average people, from Islamic descent, from organizations like Al-Qaeda or the Taliban, you also, a lot of people label you as a bigot or racist or an extremist. They try to hurt you in any possible way. You are sued, like I have been and will be again, by a criminal court or by another court. They will sue you, they will threaten you, they will label you. So I understand it's not very attractive to speak out against the dark forces of Islam, to be proud of our own values and identity that I believe are based on Christianity and Judaism and humanism, not about Islam. And you pay a very high price. So I understand that people don't do it, but people should do it. And what is happening with the Islamic State nowadays in the last few months has opened the eyes of so many people. So I hope it will change.
You can't think of doing anything else? You never wished you had done something else to have a normal life?
I wish I had a normal life, yes. I would be lying to you if I would say that that is my most important wish, to lead a normal life. But even more important than that is to fight Islam, to fight for our freedom, the freedom of our society, to be proud on who we are. And I really strongly believe that Islam is dangerous, Islam is violent, Islam wants to dominate, not assimilate in our societies. And our countries, our free societies will change. And Christians, Jews, apostates, we will be the first one to pay a price if Islam will get its way in our free societies.
Is it unnecessary provocation for you to say Muhammad is a criminal, the Quran is poison, Islam is a lie?
Well, how can the truth be something you are not allowed to say? I mean, look what is happening today in the Islamic State in Syria and Iraq. I mean, they are copying the life of Muhammad. As you know, Muhammad 1400 years ago, when he went from Mecca to Medina, he did exactly the things that the Muslims from the Islamic State are doing today. They are beheading people, Americans, UK citizens, according to what is written down in the Quran, Surah 47, verse 4, whenever you meet the unbelievers, smite their necks until you have a bloodbath among them. They are living according to the rules of Sharia law, of the life of Muhammad, the Hadith, of the Quran. And it's not pretty. They have declared war on us, on the United States, on Canada, on Holland, on Europe. And we should see it as a war. How unfortunate it is, they declared war on us. So to speak the truth is something as a duty for me to do and show people what the real face of Islam is. And let me tell you that all those political leaders around the world, my own Prime Minister, Mr. Rutte, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Mr. Cameron, but also your own President, I have to say, Mr. Obama, is really fooling the people by saying, after every atrocity, after every beheading, that it has nothing to do with Islam. It is Islam. It's the core business of Islam. And we should be able to get rid of the political correctness and see it for what it is. And that's a violent, dangerous ideology that we are importing in our free societies. So we have to stand up and fight against it. And well, I see it as a mission. It's my personal mission. And whether you're a judge, a court, a Muslim who wants to threaten me, or a politician from another party, I would rather die than not be able to speak freely.
Speaking of dying, some don't believe you'll die a natural death, that sooner or later terrorists will get to you, and they're planning to kill you at some point in the future.
Yes. Yes. You know, it's better not to think about that every day, about the threats and what could happen to me or my family. It would be impossible to live by. So I don't, but you are right. It can happen. It can happen.
Are you willing to spend the rest of your life in police protection?
If it has to be like that, then I will have no choice. It's better to have police protection than to be dead.